What's up everybody, it's Michaela back with another video for you today. This is the first ever episode of Is It Worth It? A series where I will be reviewing some of the most hyped, most talked about, and most expensive items that I've bought to tell you if these products are worth the money. I'll be reviewing hiking gear, snowboarding gear, camera gear, gadgets, and more to help you decide if you should spend the bucks. Today, I will be reviewing a backpacking pack from one of the most hyped brands on the outdoor circuit, Osprey. I was really reluctant to buy a backpack from Osprey at first because some of the better ones carry a really hefty price tag. But if there's one thing that I've learned in the last couple of years being outdoors, it's that you never skimp on your But if there's one thing I've learned, if there's one thing I've learned.
That is all.
But if there's one thing I've learned over the last couple of years being outdoors, it's that you never skimp on your most important pieces of gear. Yep, there we go. This was my very first backpacking pack. It's completely full of festival crap at this point. I bought this for really cheap back in 2018. It was like $70 at some random outdoor store. And it's actually been through quite a lot, from camping festivals to a 30-mile backpacking trip along the Snake River. This pack was surprisingly durable for the price, but this past season, it was time for a change. I started volunteering for search and rescue here in the mountains of Colorado, and I quickly realized that I needed to splurge on some new gear. I've wanted to try out Osprey for a long time, so I knew I needed something that would carry 3 days worth of supplies for myself, as well as some extra supplies for subjects. I also wanted a pack that was small enough to manage trekking several miles through a snowpack without it being too heavy. So I opted for the EJA 38 gallon. And this is the color Equinox Blue. I absolutely love this. It's like a purpley indigo. So the EJA from Osprey comes in 3 different sizes, the 38, the 48, and the 58, and that is the size of the backpack in gallons. So depending on if you are a 3-day hiker, a week-long hiker, a 2-week backpacker, there's a size that will fit all of your gear. So my favorite feature on this backpack is actually the back panel, just this whole mesh situation here. It is made of Airspeed's breathable 3D mesh. It has a lot of ventilation. I mean, this thing does not get hot or sweaty. And if you can tell, the mesh is actually slightly lifted off of the back of the pack, and this just ventilates things easier, keeps everything off of your back. And that's another thing about this back panel that is absolutely amazing. It actually adjusts with tension to shift where the load is carried on your back. I'm just gonna put it on. Okay, so you can see through here that the backpack is actually lifted off of my back. And if I pull the straps to adjust, it will transfer the load from the bottom of the bag to the top. And when you clip this and you tighten it like this, it transfers the load so that technically this isn't even really sitting on my shoulders. Nothing is actually dragging me down. And I think that that is the most awesome feature of this backpack altogether. So this backpack also has a lot of extra bells and whistles in terms of different features and straps and compartments and ways that you can attach things and carry things. The cool part is that this whole entire top part actually comes entirely off the backpack if you're not needing that extra space to carry things. And there's a whole other flap in here that protects the pack from the elements even when this top lid is off. It's got a bunch of different removable straps for sleeping pads, etc. It's got places for your trekking poles and your ice picks. And I guess I've got to put it back on to show you this cool feature. So the side mesh pockets right here and right here are super, super stretchy. They are currently holding 2 Nalgene water bottles, but there's actually a hole that you can just reach back and conveniently pull out your water bottle without having to take off your backpack I don't know if this is like a standard for backpacks or if I just, am new to buying actually decent backpacks. But you can take it out that way and you can put it right back in. Very hassle-free. So yes, this is the Osprey EJA 38. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. This pack is highly durable and very comfortable to wear. To put it in perspective, my first search and rescue mission when I got this pack was actually a training where we hiked a 14er in the dead of winter. The first most important point to that is I barely felt the weight of any of my gear. I was carrying 2 pairs of snowshoes, a bunch of extra layers, cooking supplies, and probably about 40 packs of hot hands. By the end of the night, I was just as comfortable as when I had started. And in 12-degree weather, I found that the breathability on the back of the pack actually enabled it to keep my body heat right where it needed to be. It wasn't sweaty, it wasn't wet, it was just right. I also love that there are tons of ways to securely attach any excess gear to the outside of the pack. I don't know about you, but I do not like to have a bunch of loose gear that just makes me sound like a ton of empty soda cans moving through the woods. I'm extremely impressed with Osprey's quality and the extra features that I've found actually really come in handy. I will definitely be buying packs again from them in the future. Definitely worth the money, and Osprey is definitely worth the hype. If you'd like to see more gear videos like this, we are getting pretty close to having to take a gear inventory and do a winter changeover for our winter season. I'd be thrilled to film a gear inventory or like a what's in my pack for search and rescue. Just comment down below if that's something you'd like to see, and I will catch you next time.